Greetings and welcome to the Initiative Order. It's me, Jay, and welcome to this session of Nightfall, an anime adventure, Chapter 3. Set in the retrofuturistic urban fantasy role-playing game setting, powered by the 5th edition D20 system, inspired by anime, manga, and JRPGs, welcome to a world where magic meets technology. Welcome to Deep Breath. Before we dive into player and character introductions, I want to give a quick shout out to our wonderful sponsors and let you know what they have set up for you. Head over to Session Zero Clothing for D&D inspired streetwear. You can use the code ORDER at checkout for 15% off. And then we have Norse Foundry, artisan dice makers for those shiny math rocks. Use TIO15 at checkout for 15% off. And then we have Roaming Player Gear, tabletop gaming supplies by our very own GotDM. Use the code Carnaby20 for 20% off the Dice Tower and Dice Tray combo set. And then we have Umbro Oculus Dice, artisanal dice made by Val Rook, a way to peer beyond the veil of the Eldritch Horror. Use Initiative for 10% off of a full set. And then Mithril Armory, tabletop gaming supplies and gear. Use the code INITIATIVE for 10% off for Mithril Armory. Special thanks to Arcane Anthems for providing the 100% royalty-free music for the gaming ambiance you hear during gameplay. And we are proud ambassadors of Jasper's Game Day, a charity trying to raise awareness and prevention of teenage suicide. Please check the links in our About section for more details. Now let's get to know our players and who they are playing, starting off with Carly.
Hello, I'm Carly. I use any pronouns. You can find me over at Curlybug on everything, CRLYBUG. You can also find me here on Wednesday, or every other Wednesday night, playing Kaiseris Johnson in Nicest Contention. It's very fun. I have not had any good sessions this week. It's been very sad all around.
No.
And tonight I'm playing Resident Sad Boy. Adrian Calacatta uses he, him pronouns, and a fun fact about him is that he is lactose intolerant.
Oh, I sympathize with that. I feel that
Same.
one on a spiritual level. And then we'll go on around Krimsin.
Alright, hey everybody, I'm Crimson Galaxy. That's Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. And my pronouns are they, them, she, and they. I'm going to be playing Sugar Diamond today, and their pronouns are she and they. As for a project I'm going to be, that I'm appearing in currently, I am on Friday nights on the channel Nerds with Dice playing a Power Rangers TTRPG. What else was it?
A fun fact
A fun fact.
about Sugar Diamond.
I think Sugar is just, I don't know, really devastated at the events that occurred. Yeah.
That's fair. That's very fair. And then Steph.
Hi, I'm Steph. She, her pronouns. You can find me on social media at Plain Ethereal, PLAIN Ethereal, on Instagram and Twitter. I will be playing Haze Hayley, she, her pronouns as well. And I am working on Radio D&D. You can find us at Radio DD Pod on Twitter and Instagram as well. We publish once every 2 weeks, so twice a month. And my fun fact about Haze is what is her fun fact? Okay. Hayley, her real name is Lyra. There you go.
Oh, and what? Haze Hayley is just a persona?
It's just a persona.
No way.
No way.
Well,
No
and
way.
I am the storyteller, Jay. I go by the pronouns he, they. You can find me on all social media at Just Too Casual. and all across the internet, doing all kinds of things, bringing you entertainment, and working on this Deep Breath project. You can find all information on the game, the system, the setting, and all details on how a chance you can play some of the content before it gets fully released on social media at Deep Breath RPG, and check out the website at deepbreathrpg.com. If you could sign up to the email blast, you'll actually get a part of when we release the adventure. We're working on a way where you go through an abandoned mall where you navigate a maze of low-powered buildings, guards roaming the halls, and machines that could prove to be your allies or your downfall. But right now, you're here in Deep Breath for a different reason. You've heard stories of how magic was in abundance before it turned to technology, and now we find ourselves a generation separated where people have powers. Previously, our traveling adventurers had mapped their way into space, for one reason or another, because a dark spot on the moon had created disturbances in which creatures became more aggressive, civilizations became attacked, and technologies became slightly malfunctioning. And in a way to cover it up, the corporation in charge of this satellite communication said it's just a tour guide to show everything's okay. And of those were some of our members who were here, who went through the space station finding glitches, power outages, and strange digital aberrations with a way to clone other people and assimilate amongst them, speaking of how a sovereign will fall from the moon. When the morning came on the next day after finding the truth, things seemed normal, though not for long. As they traveled through, security leading them to another part of the facility, an explosion nearly sends one of the party members out into the deep reaches of space, but they're able to secure, work together, and find themselves encountering machines with a vendetta. A massive robotic eyeball the size of a human's body staring them down, and other robots with guns and blades. Through a hard fight, not without a few fallen, they were able to defeat the bots, but the oil seemed to leak from the body. Translucent colors with cyan, magenta, yellow, and black blending together to create this flaming black pudding that was moving to consume our players. They tried to acquire their goods, including a trident, and without a little bit of pain, they were able to get free and make their way through this abandoned space station. They continued on after leaving behind their security guard, Terrence, behind to deal with whatever may come. They made their way through and encountered one of the scientists, Gavin, the current boyfriend of Terrence and hopeful fiancé, as Terrence once spoke upon. Gavin had been so ill-stricken with pain knowing that Terrence had not survived, and it was a somber moment until the door was opened by Sugar, revealing Terrence, though altered by the black pudding, changing him, contorting him, speaking on how now is the time, and Gavin, in hopes to have his love back, released the mechanism that was sealing the darkness to the moon. And slowly all the evil that had built up upon the moon separated and began the descent. Darkness reigned from space, colliding with the space station, severing mechanical parts and leaving all of our party in a free fall down to the planet side. As the darkness continued to expand, the sun became blotted out, and darkness consumed the land. Through quick thinking and a bit of featherfall, most of the party were able to slow their descent, though one was not as lucky, definitively, as a contorted Terrence, wielding the trident that James had wanted so bad, impaled and sent flying through the sky. Most of the party fell unconscious, the last one being Adrian, who heard the soft pain and whimpers of someone apologizing and hoping to find love. And now, we find out what happens after night has fallen. So then, inhale anticipation, take a deep breath, exhale excitement, and prepare for nightfall. And we are in the moment of darkness. Each of you have been unconscious for an undetermined amount of time. Each of you roll me a con saving throw.
Oh, dang.
You have to.
Already.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What do we get, Adrian? 10. Sugar. I think you're muted, Sugar.
12.
12 for Sugar. And Haze.
Also 12.
Alright. So Haze and Sugar, you are the first two to awake. Sugar, you find yourself kind of hearing the sound of running water ever so slightly, more so like a stream, as you kind of gain a bit of your awareness. It's dark. Not completely pitch black. Seemingly there's only a bit of light that's still permeating from the moon that's slowly being fully blotted out. But you do see above you, as you look up, creatures falling. Some you can't discern, but others, their forms large enough to determine, almost gargantuan creatures. You can see something that appears draconic, black skin, though decaying seemingly. You see others that seem like gargantuan worms filled with black skin that seem to mimic the night sky. You see other creatures, a behemoth of sorts with muscles the size of buildings, horns, and light radiating off its body. These are creatures believed to only be from the ancient times, and yet you see them falling down around you. And you're in this forest. What's the first thing you do?
The first thing Sugar would do is check on Lockfrey, I think.
Go ahead and roll me perception.
Wrong die. Not great. Perception is only a +3. That's just an 8.
You look around trying to gather where Lockfrey is, and you see actually something nearby shining in the ground. And as you kind of go to investigate it, you see a knitting set, sewing tools. You recognize what these tools are. These are Lockfrey's signature tools. You even see bits of his clothes, but you have no eyesight on Lockfrey.
I think I'd gather up his stuff and just like pack it away into my backpack until I can find him.
And as you're
Right
kind
now.
of packing that up, Haze,
Yes.
you start to gather your bearings, and you two hear the sound of the water running, the sound of something crashing down all around you, though far, some of it igniting explosions. And then as you kind of get a vision of the sky above through the canopy of the trees, you see what appears to be a plane flying, one of the wings torn off, flames ejecting from it as it continues its descent and crashes into the mountains nearby. What are you doing as you're absorbing all of this?
I think Haze is just like laying there. Like, if she didn't like end up on her back, she has definitely rolled to her back and is just like laying there, like palms flat against the ground, kind of like even maybe like digging her fingers in a little bit to try to feel if the earth is real, like if the ground below her is real, as opposed to like some sort of manufactured or like false reality, just trying to like get a grip on things.
As you feel around, your hands feeling the soil, the moisture of it, you start to dig through to really get an understanding. Is this ground, is this soil? It's a bit wet, damp.
Okay.
And as you get in your hand, it's muddy, but then you can see the viscous red material dripping from some of the mud. That's not all water you're holding. This mud has been bloodied.
Oh. Yeah, I think immediately she'd sit up and just like wipe her hands off like on herself and kind of like scramble to her feet very panicked. Definitely not the polished exterior that she usually exudes in front of other people. Like, all of that has kind of like melted away, and it's just kind of this really scared individual now, messy and muddy and bloodied. And she just kind of like looks over to see who's awake or where everyone has landed.
And as you look around, you do kind of see someone laying down kind of at the head of the stream where this water's flowing, face down, and that individual starts to move ever so slightly. Adrian, you're gaining consciousness as the water kind of hits you in the face. You kind of feel that splash as you gather your bearings in this darkened forest. You just hear the explosion of something nearby rattling, and you can actually see plumes of smoke radiating, breaking up into above the canopy and into the sky nearby. The water is darkened, almost turning red, but only slightly. As you kind of get your bearings and look up, where you remember seeing someone was impaled on a tree above you when you first landed. All you see is this thick, viscous material dripping from the branch that you do recognize, but you don't see anyone there. What are you doing as you absorb all of this?
First thing I'm gonna do is look for Jim. Like, that is his only priority. He saw him get impaled. So, yeah.
Alright, go ahead and give me a perception.
Oh, goodness. Oh, love when the dice are on my side. That is a... Sorry, I'm trying to find... Yeah, that's a 6.
A 6. You kind of look around your immediate area and you kind of are scrambling. And because of how eccentric you are moving around, you can't seem to really get a bearing on where to look in this place. You call out to Jim, looking, and all you start to see is very faint, small pockets of small dim light. You kind of go to that area and you see what appears to be maybe a handful of glow sticks that have been broken from the impact.
I just kind of silently just pick them up, stick them in my pocket, and I will walk to find the others.
And the first person you do see is Haze, who's kind of down the stream. And Haze, you see as Adrian got up and immediately is searching for Jim. And Sugar, you kind of hear Adrian's voice nearby. You can determine all three of you are within a relative close proximity of one another.
I would like to run towards them, please.
And so Haze and Adrian, you kind of see each other along with Sugar approaching you in this moment. It's quiet.
Where is everyone else?
I don't know. I can't find anybody.
I can't find Jim. Did you see what happened to him? His trident. When he was falling,
Yeah.
Oh.
Terrence. And Terrence is gone now.
I can't find Lockfrey either.
Wait, I don't know where Athena is. Oh. There was a plane, I saw it in the sky and it crashed into these mountains, and I don't know.
All right. We should search. We should stick together.
Wait, so what happened? That really happened to Jim?
As far as I know, it really happened to him.
I remember seeing it.
I really hope that wherever Terrence is, he's already dead, because
I don't think it was his fault. I think he was taken over.
It doesn't matter at this point. And I'm gonna walk over to the tree and see if I can find maybe a direction that this goo is leading.
Yeah, go ahead and give me survival, except investigation as well.
Guidance.
Yeah, let's do Oh, thank you. I will do survival. That is a 14. What is guidance? Add a d4.
D4.
That is a 15.
You kind of see as this combination of blood, but mixed with this oil-like substance, reminiscent of what you faced on the ship, kind of oozed down the tree, down into the soil beneath, and you can kind of see, embedded in this wet soil, footprints that have slightly been obscured, which kind of become harder to see, but the trail of this thick blood sits on top of the surface of the ground. You can determine a rough trail seemingly heading eastward from where you're at.
You went this way.
All right.
Lead the way.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Alright.
I'm just kind of composing myself. Sorry.
No, you're good. With a 15 survival, you're able to continually maintain this path for a while. It's quiet. Painfully quiet. The animals don't make a noise. The wind doesn't blow. And then you start to hear a combination of wolves howling, larger creatures growling, the snarling as if the ground itself was begging for something to help. You continue moving through. And then this wolf runs by, about the size of a horse. But it just continues on. Its fur matted in blood, its fur this deep black color. But it pays you no mind. You continue making your way as you get through the forest, and you start to hear a stronger stream of water. You can kind of see roughly through the clearing as it starts to get darker and darker, as if the moon itself is finally being completely obscured. You see light emanating from a running water slightly ahead of you. Maybe 100 or so more feet through the clearing, as you lose the trail of the blood and ooze.
Do we want to investigate or do we want to rest first?
I'm pretty exhausted. I definitely need to sit down for a little bit.
Yeah, what are we gonna do right now? Like, in the state that we're in?
We can
Wait.
see if we can pick up the trail once we get a little bit of rest.
We need to take shifts and watches.
Mm-hmm.
I can. Well, I'll go first.
I'll go second.
Okay. Well, honestly, if one of y'all goes first, I only need to be down for 4 hours and I should be good. And I can just finish out the watch. That way we only have to have 2 shifts.
That's fine with me.
I'm okay with that. Get some rest, Adrian.
Yeah. He looks like he was about to argue with her, but yeah, okay.
Then you kind of start to settle in for the night. Haze, you're the first one doing watch. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Night perception. That's a 19 plus 9.
Alright. You are, after everything going on, you're on edge. So you're at high alert, scanning everywhere. Between the tumultuous sounds growing as you kind of observe and see above you, the moon is finally blotted out entirely. The sun has long been removed. Do you have a source of, do you have one dark vision or a fire or something?
I do have dark vision.
Okay. You kind of look, yeah?
Oh no, I was gonna say it's part of my human background.
Alright, so you look around and it's that gray monotone vision as you kind of keep looking about, and you see that river is glowing more and more. From that soft light is getting brighter every few minutes. You didn't notice it at first, but after about almost an hour, you see it is gaining this sense of bioluminescence from it. As you see creatures making their way around, none of which go anywhere near the water. Some even go towards the water and immediately run the other way. And then you see approaching this paw, if you will, about the size of a car, breaks through the other side of the river. And you can kind of see the shape of this giant behemoth-like creature. This tail that extends maybe 8 feet in length. Its body standing well over 15 feet. Moves forward, shaking the ground lightly. And you can see as it kind of gets closer to the water. Bends over to take a drink. And then continues to make its way following the upstream as the water runs downward. But otherwise, it's quiet. It's peaceful. It does not notice you all.
That's good. Once the creature is gone, how far away are we from, like, is our little camp from the water?
I would say you were 100 feet when you saw it, so it depends if you're camped exactly where you saw it or if you want to get closer or further.
Personally, I feel like
Further?
I would have wanted to set up like right on the forest line, just tucked in the trees away from the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Where
So
we
the
can
tree
kind of be
line
obscured.
is about 60 feet from the water, the river's edge.
I'll wait. I will wait until after my watch is completed when I wake up Sugar, but I would like to approach the water at that time and just kind of is there any kind of check I could possibly do to like try to figure out what this could relatively be at all, like what's causing this? No, you're muted.
You could do nature, you could do arcana.
Okay,
those
cool.
are the two best bets right now.
Cool. Okay, I'll why do I have okay. Yeah, I'll wake Sugar up, and when I do that, I'll just say, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep, but I'm gonna go look at the water really quickly. So I'll just keep an eye on me. You're also muted.
Has it been 4 hours?
Yeah, like when her watch is over. She'll wait until after her time is up.
Yeah, so after the 4 hours have passed, enough to consider Sugar have gotten enough rest for a full rest.
Yeah. Well, I think that when you come to wake me after the 4 hours, I just look at you because Delams don't need to actually sleep. They stay aware. They just enter like a meditative state.
It's borderline nightmare-inducing.
Yeah, kind of. Just Sugar Diamond there with eyes wide open.
Yeah, I saw it.
Haze is like so weird. Can't get behind it, honestly.
No, I'm
well,
super
maybe I could.
cute.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's true. You really are. I think like the wide eyes just it spooks me a little. You know what? I've just been really freaked out this whole day. I'm just gonna go look at the water.
I'm gonna go with you, just to make sure.
Like, no. Haze is like, no. You stay here. Just keep an eye on me and keep an eye on Adrian. Because if we leave Adrian's gonna get like gobbled up by something.
All right. So
Suddenly, Haze has a southern accent, I guess.
the persona's going away, you know.
The persona's going away. It's melting.
All right, what'd you get for the nature or arcana?
Oh, I haven't rolled. A 10.
A 10. On arcana or nature?
Yeah, let's go with nature. It's still a 10.
Well, as you kind of get closer, you don't... It's hard to determine what's causing this glow. But I will say so Diane, as you get closer, there's this primordial fear. You can't really understand why, but you're terrified of whatever specifically is going on inside of this stream. Makes you sick to your stomach. As you continually try to get closer to observe it, you feel this aversion kicking in. I need you to roll me a con save.
Oh no. Ow. Why am I like this sometimes? That's a 13?
13. You're able to kind of hold it together even though you start to feel this headache coming on. It's hard to tell what this is, but whatever is not natural, but at the same time very much is natural. This is not something that should be happening.
Hey, in general, I hate this. She just says that to the water and then like slowly starts to move back. And it's just like, okay, when she comes back to Sugar, she's like, this is gonna sound very weird to say, but it's like a natural, unnatural thing. Anyway, it's horrible. I hate it. It's the most horrifying thing I've ever experienced in my life. I almost lost every part of the food that I've ever eaten, all of it. It just, I'm not into it. It's not a vibe where I hate it.
Okay.
I don't think we should go near it. I don't think that we should breathe its air. It's a no.
Okay, that's good to know. So we will start back into the forest once you two get enough rest.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sugar. I really appreciate this. I'm going to sleep. She'll like lay down, like right on her back. Look up into the sky, and there's just this kind of like she's kind of like half screaming. It's a little bit of noise.
And as you try to settle down for a moment, both you and Sugar starts to hear rustling nearby. The bushes shake, a tree rumbles. You feel that ground quake once more. And we're going to go on a small break screen, and then we'll be right back in a few moments for what happens from the rumbling.
Rumble, rumble.
Alright, let's do a thing.
I'm guessing Isla's popping in.
Isla's popping.
Hey!
Alright.
What did I miss?
Everyone's dead.
We all
Yes. Damn it. We don't know where you are. I don't know where I am either.
Lost my twin!
I think I'm getting echo back from the stream. I'm already alive.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Several hours prior to the rustling of the bushes and the trees, after everyone had landed, Athena Black, more actually known as Aethrgeist, you saw as everyone started to descend and land in different places, and you were able to see that most of the group had been scattered, and you as well ended up quite a distance away from your companions, barely conscious but aware of the dangers of what you might be facing. You are in the middle of a forest. The sun has already been blacked out. The moon still gives you a semblance of light in this darkened forest as you can start to hear the creatures scramble around. The first thing you're able to notice is light in the middle of the forest. Though this light's not normal, it's not like a bioluminescence. You recognize the mist look of a flashlight attempting to illuminate through a misty forest. And you have just landed near a tree, luckily to feather fallen, taken minimal damage. What are you doing absorbing this moment and responding to this flashlight coming towards your direction?
I'm immediately going to scramble for a shadow, some sort of like dimly lit, concealed area.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Stealth. Okay. That is 19, and I think I get advantage. I
want to say yes because the shinobi.
Yeah, it's one of my abilities.
I want to say I know you get certain shadows based stuff. I
just can't find it on my sheet right now. I got 19 anyway.
19? 19,
yeah.
As you kind of duck away behind the trees into the brush where it's muddy and dark, and the flashlight kind of skims above you, looking around. It seems like they don't notice as you get a better look on who's arriving. You see individuals in what appears to be full-body tactical gear moving through. Seems to be 3 individuals coming forth, 2 of which having large assault rifles, mounted flashlights, laser, fully tactical. The one in front of the 2, less weaponry on their hands, but a larger form as they're continually moving through. You can't see anything beneath armor as you hear, "I know they have fallen around here." "Oh, interesting." The one in the front speaks up. "Doesn't matter. We have to find the remains of the Sovereign, get the pieces together, get it back to command, and get things started." They keep moving through. Go ahead.
Do I recognize any insignias or distinct markings on them?
You can give me history. I will even accept technology.
Definitely technology. Oh, 8, natural 1.
None of these symbols seem immediately recognizable. You do see some brands on them, but like the obscurity of you trying to hide, you can't really get a bead on what the symbol looks like, the colorization of it due to the darkness. Yeah, you really don't get much out of it. The only thing you can determine is this is a very organized group.
And how am I feeling after that fall?
Conscious, but barely.
So, you wouldn't say I have much in the way of hit points?
You would have however many hit points you had before you landed, which I don't think was much on your end.
I'm not sure because my computer died and I wasn't able to save my PDF from last time. So I don't actually know how much my health is.
Stand by. I believe you didn't. What I have you at possibly 19 on my rough tracker.
Okay. We're not going to trifle with them.
Alright, so they continue moving. Go ahead.
Actually, no. I'd like to follow them for a bit.
Okay. And we'll maintain the same stealth you had as you kind of follow them through the forest. following in their steps, stepping on. If they step on a branch, you ensure that's your motion. Whenever they make noise, you move to keep it under cover as it continually moves through. At some point, you see this large black wolf appear in front of the three of them. The wolf towering over these individuals. On all fours, it still stands about 8 feet tall. And you see the one in the front reach out their hand. Ah, yes, if. Did you find anything? And you see the wolf's jaw just kind of opens as you see what appears to be a limb coming out of its mouth as it kind of heaves it up. You found the leg. Good. And he picks it up off the ground, hands it to one of the other guys holding a gun, and he kind of like, oh. And you see the dog go off. Pause for a moment. Starts sniffing in the air. Starts to creep towards you, kind of behind him.
I'm gonna back up slowly.
You start to back up. And it's almost as if the wolf looks at you. It feels like it's looking directly at you. Tiff, go collect. And the wolf turns and scampers off. And they continue moving.
I let out a very controlled exhale, but it is a long exhale. I'm going to follow them just a little bit longer.
You continue through and you finally see them come up at this part where they go through the clearing and you see this river. It seems to be running downwards towards your right as you see them heading towards the left upstream. You see them heading that way for a little while. And then they hit this rock face. And they just walk right through it.
I'm gonna... Okay, so it's a facade, essentially.
You could determine, with being able to stay as close as you were, you could tell it seems like to be a illusory wall of some sort. You could see the ripples in it almost, as if it's not there.
I'm gonna try and sneak up to it as if they can see back out of it. I'm not gonna make any assumptions that they cannot see out of it. And I'm going to try and poke my head in at an angle as if I was peeking through.
All right. As you peek through, you see a long metal hallway with a few doors on each side and a set of double doors at the very end of this hallway, where you see them kind of making their way, marching through there all the way to the double doors. They stand for a moment. It opens. You can't quite see anything past that, and the door closes behind them. It's pretty well lit in here. You can see industrial lighting of sorts in this place. You do see what appears to be some blood trails kind of in oil, seemingly along the floor leading to the doors.
I'm very quickly, just before I head in... Oh, actually, I'm going to head in slightly and turn around. Can I see out of this facade?
As you kind of step in there, you can only see like what seems to be like almost like a opaque barrier. You can kind of see through it, but it's a little fuzzy, so without focusing, you can't really see through it clearly. You can make out very rough details.
I am going to literally go just back outside the facade again and activate my, essentially my data pad on my arm.
Mm-hmm.
Have I got any form of signal or anything out here?
You only feel, with everything you're able to connect to, you only have your local cloud storage that you were able to have on your device, and you have one local communication through communication network somehow.
Okay. So am I able to get a message out to anyone?
You can send a message out to that one local communication you have.
Okay. And what is the communication?
It appears to be sending to Hayley's phone.
Oh.
If you choose to send it there.
Can I live call it, or do I have to send a message?
You can attempt a live call. You can determine with how weak the signal is. It got a little stronger when you get inside, but a full call, no. You might be able to send a message, maybe.
Okay. On my device, can I get a geolocation beacon? Not beacon, but like, can I get a beat on where I am exactly and broadcast that?
You attempt and you notice you're not getting any geolocation of any kind. You can only determine with the blacked out sky that any form of normal positioning is just not available in this area.
Okay. I am gonna make a message. It's a video message. Can I do a video message or can it only be a text message?
It could be a video.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just gonna stiffen myself up as if like I didn't just fall from space. You know, just composure. You know, this is my it's fine. You know, my feathers aren't ruffled. It's fine. Although she's gonna do one thing, she's gonna be less bodyguardy in this scenario. So, Haze, it's Athena. Can't get an exact beat on where I am right now, but I have found something interesting. If you can find a stream, if you fell anywhere near me, head upstream. If you're alive, that is. Or if anyone's alive, really. This could be useless. Anyway, I won't wait too long before heading in myself, so move those legs. Athena out. And it cuts off.
All right. And then as you kind of get ready, you start to hear the sound of something moving through the bushes, the snarl of a wolf breaking through. And you can only assume the worst in the sounds, though that snarl is painfully something you remember only a few moments prior.
Where's the nearest tree?
From the clearings, roughly more than 30 feet, possibly closer to 45 feet from where you were at if you're by the doorway.
I'm going to try and dash for the tree.
All right. You make your way over there. Just as you see this large black wolf break through the line, and its eyes are fixed on you.
Am I able to determine whether it knows I'm there or it's only just looking in my direction with very good accuracy?
Go ahead and give me insight.
Okay. What? Do you betray? Crap. Natural one.
You have no idea. All you know is there's an 8-foot tall wolf bearing down at you with muscles that seem prepared to tear through tree bark, and that flesh would be nothing for it to go through. What is your reaction? You have only but a moment as it slowly creeps closer, seemingly towards you.
Are there any other trees I can jump to? Or are the trees too far apart?
The trees are too far apart from here.
Shite. Okay, this is what I'm going to have to do. It looks, I'm assuming it looks mean AF, yeah?
Yeah, very much so.
I am going to leg it.
All right. You start to break sprint, and immediately the wolf's face turns towards you, officially locked on, and it starts running towards you. What is your movement speed?
My movement speed is 35. However, I can bonus action dash.
Okay. So you start running. Dashing as an action and bonus action, just sprinting for dear life as this wolf charges at you, breaking through what small trees there are, navigating through the dense thicket as you're sprinting, diving through the trees, moving faster and faster, trying to get there, wherever there might be. And it is on your tail. It is keeping up, and you're running. And you're
okay. I can't outrun it. I can only keep pace just away from it.
You seem to be just barely outrunning it, only slightly, as you try to navigate. I do need you to roll me an acrobatics as you're running through this forest. 13. You're running. You're getting a little bit ahead of it, and one of the roots catch you ever so slightly, and you stumble. You don't fall. And as you stumble, you trip through a bit of bramble and bush. the thorns hurt a bit. And as you kind of stumble, you look to your left, and there you see Adrian, who is suddenly being startled awake by Athena Black, who is right next to you, just as Haze is settling down to try and sleep, and Sugar has just started watch. You all see Athena has arrived.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Okay, so just literally analysing the situation around me, I just lock eyes with Haze and go, you know, for a media influencer, you sure don't check your phone. And then what's the wolf
Very
doing?
rude, but fine. She opens up her phone.
Check it now.
Oh, you tell me to check it and then just be like, don't check it now.
I mean, if you sent her a message, why don't you just tell her the message? Anyways, have you seen anyone else?
No one that we know, unless you count whatever's... how... is the wolf still here?
You don't hear it or see it.
Oh, can I sniff the air? Can I smell it?
Go ahead and roll me a perception as you try to sniff out the wolf.
9. Why am I... What is wrong?
The
What
dice...
is wrong today?
They only want you to
dice.
do stealth. That's all they wanted from you.
Yep.
There's damp forest with the smell of many things of that, from the smoke, the flames, and a bit of oil in the air. It's kind of just disconnected. All right, we're gonna be right back as we figure out what happened with that.
No.
back from that alteration of technical difficulties. When night fell, it broke our communications, and we're just dealing with the fallout of all that happening. But as everyone's kind of getting settled, Athena Black has just returned, and you are only able to smell the remnants of the forest as well as the debris of what might have collapsed recently around this area. You can't smell the wolf that was chasing.
I think it's gone.
You need to get some rest. I was about to keep watch.
Very
Right.
what's gone.
It's
Do
being
we not-
chased.
Sorry. You were being
No, it's-
chased?
Yes, I think it's gone. I can't hear or smell it.
Do we need to move?
Can I also listen and keep my eyes out for what they might be talking about?
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me a perception as you attempt to see or smell whatever is being talked about.
Perfect. 8.
Same. The forest is filled with the unique aroma of the wet soil, the tree branches, that faint smell of blood and oil in the air, and smoke. It's all a combination of a lot of things.
You getting anything?
No, just... It's overwhelming.
Isn't it? No, I was being chased by a very large wolf. This
Wait.
thing,
How big?
pretty big.
Yeah, like
Oh, do you
giant.
think it was the big one we saw?
Well, I don't know. Did you see one?
Well, I saw this when I was keeping watch. I saw this giant paw, and this wolf thing came and drank all of the weird, unnatural, natural water.
You didn't wake me up?
Well, it didn't see us, so I was like, okay, it's like why?
Honestly, you need your rest. This is a really
Yeah.
hard time.
We should not be waking up to chase after a giant fucking wolf. Like, that is not where we need to be right now. Emotionally, physically,
Yeah.
probably
I'd like a new pet
spiritually,
puppy.
Okay.
emotionally, physically. That is not where I need to be. Okay? I don't want a dog. I'm not into it right now.
I hate to say it, despite Haze's very strange way of wording it. I agree.
Thank you.
Right now, we should consider preservation rather than an attack.
Right. So
That being
again,
said, back that way, I found a complex.
okay, that sounds like a fight.
What kind of complex?
Well, it's sort of complex, actually. There were some very highly geared up tactical people. We're talking high-grade weaponry. The kind that would knock your door down in the middle of the night during a drugs bust. But
Well,
more
then-
advanced.
We should be prepared before we walk in there. That sounds like they might not be looking for friendlies, so to
No.
speak.
I overheard them. They're, it seems they're aligned with whatever's going on.
Yo. Okay, well then maybe we should
Definitely stop them.
rest first, stop later. Yeah. Look, listen, okay? Self-care is really important, and I think in this moment we should all take time to care about ourselves just a
I
little
agree.
bit more than
I
having
agree.
to save the whole world at the moment. So we should
Okay.
just take a rest. Yeah, we should take a rest.
I'm good. You can all sleep until you're ready.
Sugar. Oh, go ahead, Athena. Sorry.
Your phone.
Oh, yeah. I'll take out my phone.
Do you need it?
Do I need my phone?
Sorry. Do you need it?
Scaring me just a little bit. I guess not. I mean, I don't. You want my phone, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Just give her my phone.
Jay,
Yes.
would it be worth me, because I can either take a watch and try and do this during my watch, or I can try and do this now and potentially suffer exhaustion.
What are you trying to do?
I want to essentially, using what improvised tools that I have, I'd like to use her phone as a boosting signal to my data
Mm-hmm.
to see if I can get communications further out.
Go ahead and just give me a technology check.
Okay.
Is that gonna ruin my phone?
Guidance.
Guidance. That's a D4, isn't it? Is it just for
Mhm.
D4? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What even is that? Second dice down. That was a. That was a 2 plus a 3 plus a 7. 12.
All right, so at least it's that. So as you kind of get into Hayley's phone, you notice something interesting. Your device has trouble connecting. Hayley's phone has a seemingly perfect connection. And as you try to get into the phone, you notice there's fail-safes in it. Particularly that's bypassing this Nightfall itself.
I'm going to look very slowly over at Haze. Where did you get this phone?
I don't know. My mom gave it to me. Like, she's kind of my manager, so.
Because I would be weirded out the fact that my specialist equipment is getting less signal than a celebrity's phone. I'm gonna get real close to her.
What?
If there's something you're not telling me, now would be the time to tell me.
No, okay. Honestly, there's nothing I'm not telling you. I was getting, okay, I told you about like how I was uploading stuff and I wasn't getting a lot of likes or follows or no interactions, no comments. And then I got those weird messages that it was like, we are always watching. Ooh, I can't remember exactly what it said. It's just like a lot of things happened between now and then. And I guess now I have a fine signal, but
Yeah.
I have.
Your device has been jacked properly.
Mm.
The only reason I can imagine this has full signal is because somebody's keeping this open.
Well, I mean, if it's like been jacked and somebody's like looking for us, wouldn't they just like be able to find us?
It's not always that simple. Maybe they're on the way. Can I basically use my systems to run diagnostics on this phone?
Yes, you can. You can go ahead and give me a new technology check.
Okay, dice number 3, if I can find another D20 in this bag of letdowns. Yeah, we've got one, folks.
And as you're doing that, Adrian, you see between the trees what appears to be Jim walking alongside the trees. Not towards you or away, just kind of between the trees, limping, dragging the trident behind him, held within one arm. Maybe 30, 40 feet away from the group.
So here's the thing. Carly knows that I should make an insight check on this. But Adrian would not even question it. He's rushing. He is running and he just says, you know, he's yelling his name, running at Jim.
No, what are you doing? Adrian! Haze
Done.
just gets up and goes after Adrian because, like, what a ding dong!
Sorry.
Adrian.
Okay, but
I think Sugar would also trail behind.
2 ding dongs are better than 1. Phrasing.
And Adrian, as you get closer, you can see Jim's like moving as you're calling out, and starts walking away for a moment, and then turns to look at you. And then you see this monstrous wolf jump, pounce on Jim, bite down, clench, and run, dragging Jim along the ground, away from you, before fading away.
All right. I want to go to where he was. Adrian's face just kind of darkens, and he looks furious. And he's running to where, they were last seen. And I am looking as hard as I can.
As you look around, you don't actually see anything, remnants of it. You don't hear anything.
Where did he go?
Did we all see that as we were following?
Only Adrian.
Adrian, I don't know what you saw.
Jim
There wasn't anything.
Jim was here.
Didn't see anyone.
No one was here. You know what? You know what this is? This is not this
I
exactly,
think
but
the grief is getting you.
the exhaustion.
There's
It's
no-
happened to me.
There's no grief. He's not dead. There's nothing to grieve.
I think,
Okay.
well, if it's not grief, then it's just
You
exhaustion.
can have grief for not death. He's lost. It's okay to be sad.
But
And then Adrian, you, once again, as you kind of look at your group, you see, once again, Jim, 30, maybe 40 feet away, looking at you, standing there. And you see that wolf next to Jim, and the wolf shifts, shrinks, and the fur becomes more of a cloak. And the fang shifts, becoming a scythe. As this skeletal figure appears in this fur-like cloak, both Jim and it looking at you. This figure reaches out its hand to Jim. Jim begrudgingly takes that hand, and hand in hand they walk away, fading once more.
I think I need some rest.
I think that that's a great idea. I think that that's a fantastic idea. Adrian, come on. We can always, find Jim later.
We're gonna find him.
Yeah,
I've never been without them.
I'll do everything I can to help.
We're gonna find Lockfrey too.
Please.
We're gonna find everyone. They're gonna be fine. And I just kind of sit down and don't even lay down to go back to sleep. I just kind of put my head kind of resting on my knees.
Alright, Adrian just kind of settles into himself for a moment. As Athena, you are still trying to get into this phone and boost.
So this dice rolled 2. So that's a 9.
As you kind of try to make your way through, you are starting to see some things that you recognize. In all your times working with and for and around the Sentinel Vigilant News Group, you've noticed some slight discrepancies in the way that they operate. Particularly tailored to, well, Haze's parents and the way they work in the corporation. And you can start to see there's an overlap in the code. You notice some of the pictures or data from her parents all have the codes that seem to make this phone boosted, bypass, and also has some of the software keys you've extracted to help you get into secret company files. But sadly, you can't get further than that right now, as the phone starts to black out, seemingly deciding to turn itself off before anything else gets found.
No. Fuck. I don't suppose you have a charger. That's the problem.
I mean, I always have a portable battery on me and a charger because I have to stay connected at all times.
I mean, try it, but I don't think that's the issue.
What did you do to it?
Just look through the data. We needed to figure out why it was doing what it was doing. Nothing that interesting.
Yeah, I'll plug it into my portable charger.
Jay, based on the information I just saw, what does that exactly kind of point to? Are we saying that Haze's parents are implicated? Or that whoever jacked this device was using it to monitor Haze's parents as well?
I will tell you, based on what you've been able to gather and your background, this is a very clear implication that Haze's parents are not just, affiliated, a part of, maybe key members of whatever Sentinel has been up to, some of the shadier things, but also is somehow connected to the space station and Project Downfall, which you find out is tied to this Nightfall.
Before she hands the phone back, she literally just kind of closes her eyes for a second and shakes her head. And then just lazily tosses the phone back to her and says, "Congratulations, your parents are terrorists."
What? You're joking, right? My parents.
I don't see a smile.
Well, she never smiles, right?
She goes to smile, but it turns into a bearing of fangs instead.
Oh shit, you're serious?
Yes.
But no. No, my parents are just they're like like my mom is like a newscaster. My dad like no. This is...
And you're just a celebrity that can do what they do. I've seen you fight.
Yeah, I mean, it just... I don't know. I have no idea.
Jay, do I know Haze's parents' names?
You would, yeah.
If your
Uh,
parents knew this was happening, why did they send you up there?
I have no idea. And they hired Athena to want my mom as my manager.
Sounds like a good way to get rid of a couple people that were in their way.
What? Are you trying to say my parents are trying to get rid of me?
If they knew it was gonna come down and they sent you up there, what does that conclude?
I don't accept that.
you don't have to, but it's true. Well, at least it points to that.
They probably are gonna be launching. If you stay quiet for a couple months, they're probably gonna try to make a lot of money off of your death.
Well, I'm not gonna stay quiet. I've never been quiet my whole life.
Good.
So that's just who I am as a person, okay? Like, that's just the Hayley way. I don't think my parents are trying to kill me. My mom loves me. I'm her only child. I'm her only child. She manages me. I make her money.
I bring up something on my data pad whilst they're discussing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I am recording a broadcast.
How often does she bring up that you make her money?
No, we talk about money a lot because, like, she, is my manager, and, like...
She's also your parent, and that sounds like a really unhealthy relationship dynamic.
Well, apparently my mom sent me on a space station to have me killed, so I feel like the money thing is, like, maybe a little lower on the tier of, like, parental toxicity at the moment, since my mom tried to kill me, apparently. Allegedly.
I'm just offering ideas about what could be happening. I'm not trying to make it feel like an attack. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just... No, it is something that she brings up. And it's not, we talk about it. She manages my money. She has access to all of that. Manages all of my engagements and everything else. So, yeah, it is something that we talk about a lot, like weekly.
What do you get to do for you?
I get to do stuff like that. Well, not stuff like this. This is not really like a me time activity. But like, I go on trips.
So in other words, they send you away from them.
Well, it's not like it's just like other people pay to, like, it's like an advertising thing. It's my choice. I
offer Haze a hug.
She looks like she really does not want to hug, but she will accept it, and it is a very, like, tense, like, pat. I do things I like. I found out what skee ball was just a few days ago. That was very cool. But, it's
It's
a
hard.
whole thing. Well, it's a job. It's a job. You're just always doing it. You're always on. You're just...
How old were you when they made you start doing this job?
How old am I currently?
And out of curiosity, Haze, what's your passive perception?
19.
19.
I was gonna say not high enough, but it might be in this case.
Sugar, what's your passive perception?
I think it's just 13.
And Athena.
Passive perception is 14.
Okay.
Well, I started doing this when I was like 15, but it was, I'm like 19 now, and I can take over all of my own stuff at this point. It's not really a big deal. I'm kind of entering like a new phase of my career.
Okay.
Suddenly, you start to see these figures almost appear all around you. Soldiers with guns drawn, aimed. their camouflage seemingly having them tucked under. As before you see maybe a dozen soldiers and one large black wolf focused on each of you. You see one individual walking by the wolf, passing by, petting it as it seems to calm down. Alright. You, as this figure seems to point over at Haze. Let's go.
Go where?
We're taking you home.
Oh, okay. Just
I look at Haze. Do you want to go?
What if I don't want to go? Just curious.
That's not part of the mission.
Okay, but like I can bring my friends with me, right?
No, you come. And he looks to the rest of his soldiers. Kill the rest.
Immediately, I would like to pull up a use of my my brain's not working. Pack tactics. Give it to Athena and Adrian.
Okay.
Is very quickly. Any love for the bodyguard that was hired? Full.
As you see, like, he kind of takes up his comm. You can hear mumbles. You've done all you needed to do.
But like, here's the thing. I think my parents might have been trying to kill me.
They're the ones who sent us to pick you up.
Why did they send me up there in the first place?
Why do they always ask so many questions?
I reach out my hands, and I'm also going to put out Bless on Adrian, Haze, and Athena.
Adrian?
Am I awake?
I feel like with the noise it would be enough to wake you up.
Yeah, I'd kind of like look up and like, what the fuck's going on?
Hi. Okay, Adrian. So there's a really weird thing that happened. Apparently, like, my cell phone has the best signal. Also, all these people are here to get me, and I'm maybe going home. And everybody kind of thought that my parents sent me up to the spaceship to kill me, but apparently not. So
Yeah, no, I mean more, who are they and why are they aiming at us?
They said they're going to kill the rest of us.
Oh, bullshit. And I am going to activate my black veil.
Oh yeah, Black Veil.
Yeah. I don't know if they're within 10 feet of me.
I would say there's like a good chunk of them who are that close. Not all of them, but a chunk of them.
Cool. They need to make a charisma saving throw. Sorry, I almost flipped my chair backwards.
That's a
careful.
7, so I don't think that.
7. They are now frightened until their next turn, which we're not really in combat, but they're scared of me now.
Yeah, no. So like out of the dozen, there's like maybe 6 or 7 of them who are kind of like seeing you kind of wake up and immediately upon describe what happens when you trigger your Black Veil.
Adrian just he's still kind of crouched down, got his hands on his knees, and he just looks up, and you watch as his eyes they had like a black sclera and they had like deep purple irises. They just go fully black. And it's almost like this navy blue, this very midnight blue aura kind of starts coming off of him, and his eyes kind of begin to glow the same way, and he's just looking at him fills them with a sense of dread.
And they all kind of, most of the soldiers seemingly not stand down, but they take like a few steps away and like hesitantly are keeping their guns up. You can tell they're a little more afraid of their commander than of Adrian, but also they're kind of torn on what to do right now.
That's all I needed. I needed them to think twice.
Do they look like they're going to back down at all?
Back down? No. It definitely seems like they're just hesitating.
Okay. Having seen everyone basically go into a ready themselves stance, and it's basically a standoff, I activate Beyond the Beast.
All right. Would you like to describe how it appears when you go Beyond the Beast?
Yeah, there's a small level of contorting going on with me at that moment, basically. Most of my weapons and gear are built to kind of change a little bit to the shape. I don't change, my physiology hugely doesn't change, but you notice that I get more, I think the best way for me to describe it is if anybody knows Pokemon.
Yep.
I go a little bit more Lucario-esque.
I love it.
And
Cool.
basically the teeth, the fangs protrude out more, and there's like a kind of like a white fur covering most parts of my skin that are exposed, and my eyes that were ice blue before, now the entire color part is essentially this kind of dull, like plasma sort of bright color, and they're just kind of glowing, and kind of take a back stance very slowly and carefully, and then I kind of tense, and I would like to be able to use one of my Beyond the Beast features in conjunction with that to restore some of my hit points.
Yeah, okay.
So I can regain a number of hit points equal to my level. Just 4.
Anybody else have a reaction to this seemingly tense moment?
I just want to point out, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm also going to summon my wild spirit and have a bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on the big wolf.
Okay.
Adrian is still sitting down. He has not moved at all.
So like a wolf just runs out of the woods and stands at my side.
Haze.
I think Haze just like kind of lifts her hands up and is like, so kind of unfortunately, I guess I'm gonna have to go with them. I know this is like really not an easy thing to do at all.
Okay.
I however, and it's a big however, I think like we're in the tree line, right? Like we said that we were in this forest area. Okay. Oh man. Okay. So I do have an ability called Essence of the Flame.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do that, and it's as an action, you choose a mundane flame that you can see. Oh, I can't see any flames. No. This is a problem.
What do you
Uh-huh. Can I do one more thing?
I will allow it.
Okay. I'm going to look at the rest of the group and say, have they surrounded us, or do we have like an out behind us?
It's like almost a full circle. It's more than a semicircle kind of thing. Like maybe 3/4 of a circle, as they're kind of focused on a singular position.
Perfect. I'm going to very quietly, under my breath, say, close your eyes. Give me 2 seconds and run. And I'm going to throw my flash grenade down and shut my eyes.
Flash grenade, yeah, that's a DC 14.
I did not write it down. I need to pull it up. God, sorry. I didn't even think about it.
Here, I believe I have it here. The flash grenades are a DC 14. I want to say con save. As I pull up my flash, it's a DC 14.
We gotta get out of this somehow.
Let's see. That's
Oh shit.
they succeed, they fail, and that fails. All right, so you throw this flash grenade down, which causes this massive, just cackling sound and bright, illuminating light in this immediate area that is designed with this deafening sound to literally deafen and blind as many creatures within the area of effect.
Yeah, we're probably deafened, but we're not blinded at least. So, because I did say shut your eyes.
Did everyone shut their eyes?
Please, God.
Yes.
All right, so as far as you're aware, this flashbang goes off. There's about a few second delay before you can try to reopen your eyes. But the flashbang went off. The sound was deafening, so you're gonna be deaf.
Yeah. I'm grabbing Haze's hand and I'm running.
Hold on. She'll like jerk Adrian back, and she will cast create bonfire. That is why I took this, and I will create bonfire, and then I will use my ability. Oh my god, to start a forest fire. Basically. So, yeah, as your action, you choose a mundane flame you can see within range, that fits within a 5-foot cube. You instantaneously expand the flame 5 feet in one direction, provided that wood or other fuel is present in the new location. And yeah, I create the bonfire and then right towards like the commander and everybody else in the forest, and I just let her rip.
All right, so you do the flashbang, ignite, and start a forest fire, and then start running.
Yeah. Immediately, I just then like after having stopped Adrian, I just yank Adrian. I just yank him and start running.
All right, the question is, are you running deeper into the forest or towards the river?
I think based off of Athena's message from before, we have to go upstream towards the complex.
All right.
Oh god, the river, not the fucking river.
So you make your way towards the river and kind of run upstream, to my understanding.
I think so. Does that sound good to everybody?
That is
That
what.
was my plan.
Would it be wrong of me to try and get a shot off as we're leaving?
You can go ahead and try to get your shot off.
Okay. I would like to, if possible, basically get to a position that's not as easily as visible, and then try and take the shot. So, like, from more of a hidden position, is that possible?
Depending on who you're trying to shoot, based on the flash grenade, technically anybody who's blinded will have no idea where you're coming from anyway.
The commander.
You try to go ahead and roll me an insight.
Okay.
I
I feel like that was a bad roll. Was that a 2?
give you some new dice.
It's dice number 4. That was a 1.
You go ahead for the cover, but the commander, you can't tell if they're blinded or anything behind the helmet. And that's all you can tell. You have no idea behind this helmet.
Basically, the reason I ask is because am I rolling sneak attack damage or not?
You are not rolling with advantage, I can tell you that.
Shit. Okay. I'll roll regular. Okay. This D20 might let me down though, so.
Remember, you get to add 2 D4s.
Oh. Touche. It's a natural 20.
Heaven or hell, really?
God. I shit you not. I can. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah, the dichotomy of the dice say you don't know what's going on, but it doesn't matter if you shoot true.
Okay, I promise.
I
that's
love
a
you.
natural 20.
Go ahead and give me the damage.
Okay, so it's a 1d8. Yeah, so it's a 1d8, and then I'll roll my regular. So how do you run the crits? Is it
Max damage plus roll.
sick? Okay, right. So I've got to run the 1d8 as well, which is 5 plus the 4 piercing. Math.
Plus 8. 5, 4, 8, 17.
Yeah.
17. Let's see, what do we roll here? 5, 8, Okay. You see as this bullet goes firing, and it seems as the commander kind of looks over, the bullet flies through the air, and he reaches up and snatches the bullet from midair and flicks it back at you.
Oh,
You
Do-
missed.
Does a 17 hit?
Yeah.
You are going to take 9 points of piercing damage as he has deflected it back at you.
Okay. Okay.
But he doesn't seem to move. He does that and just kind of stares
Yeah.
at you.
I think I jumped on my wild spirit and started running, pulled the bow off of from around my back, and just like aim back at the giant dog as I'm riding at the giant wolf.
All right. You will actually have advantage on the wolf, I believe.
All right.
I believe blinded gives advantage if you're because it doesn't know. Yeah, attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Dropped one of those, so... Alright, so that's a +5 to hit, 20.
20 will hit the wolf.
Alright, and since I have Hunter's markup with my spirit, that also gives me the extra d6.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be a d8 and a d6, +5. Wait, is there a plus for bows? I can't remember.
Yeah, it will still be the plus.
Alright. So, 15 damage?
15 damage to the wolf. It's a solid shot. It seems like it has trouble piercing the hide ever so slightly. Seemingly this damage seems resilient to mundane forces. But the wolf doesn't move, the soldiers don't move, and the commander doesn't move as you all continue making your way out, following this river upstream, and travels for a short while before you reach what it seems to be that rock face that Athena came by before. The river does continue up, but there's a rock face before you reach the full mountains that where the individuals went through the wall. What do you do now that you're here?
Athena, where's this compound?
You're
Are we
muted.
all
I think you're
ready?
muted. That was an I know. Got it.
I wish I could read lips.
Well, yeah,
There we
Is
go.
it working now?
it's working now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zoom isn't playing with me today. So for some reason it takes like 10 seconds for the mute to unmute. Do I see the same rock face as before?
You do see it. You can find it, yeah.
I just lift my finger and point at it.
That's a rock.
I know that. It's concealed. Just walk into it.
You walk into it.
She walks into it.
And you all see as Athena just disappears, phasing through the wall.
Good enough for me.
Oh,
Follow.
okay.
Yep.
And Athena, upon walking in, it's the same hallways before. You will notice, though, that blood and oil trail has seemingly been cleaned up. But you're all in this metallic hallway that seems to be making its way through this cavern.
Didn't go any further than this, so your guess is as good as mine.
Well,
Right.
Do you continue walking down the hallway?
we probably should.
All right. You continue making your way down the hallway, and you are presented in front of these double doors. They are large blast doors. From Athena remembering, they open like sliding doors outward. No handles or anything, just blast doors.
Did I get to finish my long rest or no?
I believe you did, and Sugar has.
Okay.
Haze is the only one who has yet to actually get
Okay.
a rest. Oh, and Athena also hasn't officially got a rest.
Just because I'm at, 15 HP.
You be needing that coffee now.
Yeah.
All right, you're at these
If
blast
anybody's
doors.
down, if anybody's low, I can burn my first levels on you.
I'm at 28, so I'm okay right now.
Okay.
All right. Are we trying to get in these doors? Are they locked? Do you know?
Can I check if the doors are locked?
All right, Haze, you go closer, and as soon as you get close enough, welcome, Lyra. And the doors open. And before you see this like large, almost like lobby of like a corporate office. There's an actual reception desk and everything's right there, seemingly clean, nice, organized. On one wall you see the word Sentinel is on one wall, and another one on the other wall says the conglomerate is the future.
They used my real name and everything. Oh. Hi, welcome to, I guess, this place that I've never been before, but kind of looks like every other Sentinel office I've been to in my life. Hi. Are there people here?
There's actually someone's at the front desk, seemingly just doing whatever they're doing, paying no mind.
I'll go up to this. I'll just like hold my hands up to everyone and just be like, okay, so just stay here, just be really chill, and she'll lean in really close, not like we fell out of the sky, okay, just very chill. This is ignoring the fact that she has like mud caked on her like wrists and wiped on her nice clothes and everything. And yeah, she'll just very casually approach the person at the reception desk and be like, hi, Haze, Hayley. Nice to see you. I'm sure you're a fan.
Without breaking the rhythm of typing, without moving. Yep, nice to see you. Head down the hall. Your parents are waiting. And
Yeah?
points to one of the doors.
Oh, very, very cool. Cool. So me and my friends are just gonna come. So like, chill. She just like, come on.
Sorry. What makes you think I want to follow?
I'm sorry. Okay, fine. Then you can stay out. I don't know. What other options do we have right now?
Your parents are clearly aware that you should be returning and we should not. What do you think they'll do when they find out that we haven't been captured or killed?
I don't know. Can't you just do sneaky stuff? I don't know. This is not my area. But don't you think that we get here before the people that we set on fire get here? It'll be better.
Honestly,
yeah?
I'm not quite sure on this one.
Well, me either, but I don't know what other option we have than going in there and just like saying hi, at the very least.
And
You
the
might
individual,
be able to get some answers.
the individual at the front desk, can you either go or sit, please? You're in my space.
Athena snaps her head and growls quite harshly at her.
Adrian,
I'm used to this. Either clear my lobby, one of the two doors. Thank you. Gets back to typing.
I'm going to take the bullet that's currently lodged in my side and just do what you're going to do.
Yeah, Adrian.
I'm with you.
Okay,
I
cool.
whip out a hypo spray and hit the bullet wound a little bit.
Do you head to the side doors that you're being motioned towards?
8.
Yep.
Healed you for 8.
And you open those
Appreciate
doors.
it.
And Adrian, you see pinned against the wall on your left, gem trident impaled through the abdomen. holding the trident, which seems to be having him pinned against the wall a few feet off the ground. You see the blood dripping, running down the wall as slowly he slides down. And then you notice someone's holding the trident pinned against Jim. You see that navy blue energy as it turns, and you see yourself with a wide grin before it seems to scatter and disperse. And you see those clear hallways. As almost through this mist that you saw, Adrian, an individual, a small parvu in a fine suit, comes forward. Yes, your parents, this way. And then we'll start walking through a set of doors, in which you will find yourself in what appears to be a meeting room.
Very weird.
And there you see, on the other side, this female, which looks familiar but oddly not to you, Haze, as their form reminds you of your mother, though her skin seems to be more volcanic in nature. As like almost magma stones and lava runs through, but still dressed to the nines as she always does. Hello, dear, and I see your friends decided to still come along.
Hey, Mom? I'm confused.
I am too. They're not supposed to have made it this far.
I feel like we have more pressing questions. Like, you look really volcanic.
Yes. With Nightfall, our power flows properly.
I'm very confused.
It takes time for it to activate. Yours should be coming in soon. Very soon.
What? What do you mean? What are you talking about? What is happening? Are you talking about fire stuff?
And the storm that soon will brew with it.
Oh,
Well, and your friends, since they have decided to intrude on this moment. Hello, everyone. Some may know me as, well, Hayley's mother. But most people in our faith refer to me as Kogamasu.
What does that mean?
I am the only child to the flame god, Cole.
I'm gonna look at Haze and say, "You're a fucking demigod."
That makes sense. What you did up there was scary.
like lit some stuff on fire. I don't. Thank you. I'm sorry, Mom. What? Cole, Flame God. What is happening? What?
Your grandfather, which created the sun.
Okay, all right. Emotionally, I'm just gonna take this moment from like therapy. Emotionally, I'm very unsure of how to process all of these emotions at this time.
Come with me.
What?
And she like motions for you to follow as she gets ready to walk out of the room.
But they're coming with me, and you're not gonna kill them, right?
I won't, no.
Okay, and nobody else will either.
They're mortals. One day death will come for them. Though one of you seems more accustomed with death's lingering breath. Or perhaps not.
Where's my brother?
That is a interesting question, one I don't have the answer to.
Insight. Can I insight check that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do not believe this.
I also want to insight
I
this.
so
please.
God. It's an 11.
11.
12.
She's definitely not being 100% honest, but not so much lying. More of a roundabout way of telling the truth.
Yeah.
With 22.
22?
Yeah.
I
Your mother.
love you.
You know your mother. She always has like a certain tick that you're like, yeah, she's lying. She definitely knows a lot more than she's letting on.
Okay, Mom, now is not the time. Like you've sprung a lot on me, right? And we've worked really hard for this, right? This has happened and I don't know the Nightfall. I don't know. But I need you to be real with me. Like I almost died. I fell out of space.
Yes. You flew very close to grandfather's domain. The energy of the sun, it's invigorating. Though I'm not allowed anymore.
Okay, I have to say, not feeling really invigorated right now. Feeling very, not that.
Well,
I need you to be real with me. Like, this could be the last opportunity that you have to be honest with me.
this is a fact, yes.
Okay. Let's go. Let's come on.
And she starts kind of walking through the hallways, and you enter through another room which has seemingly like a lab of sorts. And you see in this massive capsule in this incubation chamber filled with some kind of illuminating blue energy similar to what the river was flowing with. And you see what seems to be a few body parts of an individual that's slowly reattaching itself as you see tendons very slowly being reconnected. Though the immediate, you can't identify whose body parts these are, who it's trying to form. Though it seems to be no one too familiar. And another capsule, you see an individual who you a little more recognize, though he's missing his right arm, but you recognize him by his security uniform. As you see, the arm missing and other parts of the body has been severed, particularly a gaping hole in the abdomen, which is a little smaller than the specific branch was. But you don't see anybody else in these chambers that you recognize. Seemingly a few other people of sorts, or creatures even. We are almost at the point we've been waiting for. Time has ticked away, and it has finally reached this moment here. The Sovereign has fallen, and the new era is beginning.
I get this. The sun, the moon. Getting rid of the moon to make our powers stronger. Make it sunny all the time. Yeah?
No.
Okay, well, I tried.
You are close,
The
though.
opposite.
We are sealing this place, this land, so that the magic that was once sealed away may come back, and the abominations that has pervaded the nature of magic may return. This artificial essence that has been made, siphoning the crude oil, the digging through our lands, the exploitation of our energy to power these cities. They did not ask if they could use my father's energy to power their cars. They did not ask my uncle if they can dig drills into the land. The world needs to try again.
So what you're saying is Mother Nature wants its revenge?
Quite literally.
What you're saying is you want genocide.
No, I want a fresh start.
That's called genocide.
No.
Yes, sugar, that would come from a demigod, wouldn't it?
Your essences will be recycled as they always have.
I mean, mulched into compost.
That is no different than what you people have done to our very essence. Yes, sugar.
I'm just curious, since I have activated Hunter's Mark and I doubt an hour has passed yet, would I feel that dog getting closer?
You actually feel like no time is passing. You don't feel anything outside of this space.
Weird.
And soon, when the sovereign is reset, then she, as she points, the essence of absence itself will regenerate, halt all progress so that we may purge it, and then let it run its course once more.
You know you could have killed your daughter, right?
No, she could not have died from that.
But she can die.
Yeah, I can die.
Perhaps, but through a simple fall from the space in which we made the energy. To be told, each of you will be experiencing some changes before the collapse. By being so close to the sun, you get raw power.
Who is the sovereign?
She goes by many names. I knew her as Abdicatus, though people call her Thanatos, the Grim Reaper, whatever you wish to refer to her as. She is the end.
What are you rebuilding her from? Where did these body parts come from?
Her prison upon the moon.
Yeah. Great. Great.
How did you make this happen? How is this... How?
Magic was taken because you people could not seem to use it properly. And yet you found a way to use it to create this abomination of society. So we, the remnants of what was, decided to use it to build up enough power and bring about the freeing of her.
Look, I agree with you that this energy was never anyone's to take without permission, but is this really the best way to solve this? It's just gonna happen. History is going to repeat itself when you start over.
Not this time. We made one mistake the first time we did it. When we first brought about the end of life. Our world was beautiful with magic, and we let the humans roam. The humans who could not understand that magic was not theirs to take. Our creations.
Magic is for everyone.
No. Magic belonged to the Iros, the Parvu. Each of the creatures born in this dimension, humans were pulled across the many realms, and they arrived here to become corrupted, defiled magic.
Mom, I'm a human. Dad's a human.
The fire will burn that out of you.
Okay, what about Dad?
All this work was thanks to him. It is for the greater good, but have you all not suffered endlessly in this society?
We have, but it was our lives to live through. You can't just take them away. That's my suffering.
Well, you are presented a choice then. You may join with me as we provide power for a new era, or I'll send you all back out there to suffer until the end of time, before the inevitable collapse of this world as you know it anyway, so that your dear friends will suffer, so that your brother may continue to be in torment. And you love to live within technology, no? I perhaps will just let you settle within that for eternity as well. Let you live within that cyberspace you love so much.
It's a means to an end.
And I laugh continuously because all this technology, do you even know where it comes from?
I have an idea.
I somehow doubt that.
You would.
All the technology you use, the internet, you believe it's some digital space. No. You have, as humans, and fraternizing with them, turned the afterlife into a place where you can create memes. The cyberspace was the land of the ancestors, where souls go to rest, and the internet harvests their power so that you may live stream, so that you may call people, so that you may post on social media, as you call it.
Okay, Boomer.
So choose. As she reaches her hand out, a flame growing, a small cinder-like presence. You join me, and perhaps I'll find a place for you in the new world. Or much like this flame, as she closes her fist and smoke billows, I will let you all be reduced to ash when it comes to be.
You said Haze can die, right? From something minor, a fall?
No, that fall would not do it. Particularly not because Haze would be chosen for greater things, with or without our willingness to do so.
Of course.
In that case, I'm gonna grab one of my throwing knives and grab Haze and put my knife to her neck.
And you see for a moment, Kogamasu kind of makes a step, but only like a slight slide across the ground, and but attempting to keep a stoic presence.
I'm gonna ask
flip
you.
out my periscoping sword and also just hold it at the ready.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Where is my brother?
Wandering. But if you choose to accept my offer, I will bring him out of his wandering state, away from the clutches of death. I will even burn away the plague that haunts him. I know you see the dreams. I know you've seen the end. Those are what bind to him.
I'm going to tighten my grip a little bit and say, that wasn't an answer.
Come on.
I never understood why mortals are always so fickle creatures. Your brother is in the forest, bleeding, dying, because that is what is destined for him. Regardless of this nightfall, death chose him.
At that, I'm going to say, Haze, I'm so sorry, and just push her away and run.
Alright. And Koga does not move as you make your way out. You step out of the door of the lab.
Yes.
As
We
you
set that forest on fire. I have to find him.
We did set that forest on fire.
As you open the door, you feel the heat before anything else. And as you kind of get ready to step forward, I do need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
God.
God, I'm so
At
sorry.
least I'm a monk. Okay, that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dang.
As you kind of step out and you immediately see below you this volcanic expanse of just radiating heat, as if you were in the mouth of a volcano, lava everywhere. You are not where you once were. You don't know where you are. And you just hear, so quick to run off and die then.
I'm just frozen.
Now, Haze. Come. Take your place for the new world.
I can't do that. I can't just do that and let people die. I can't.
You live for your followers now. Your views, your subscriptions, your hey babies, as you call them. In this new world, you would have more followers, more, well, fans.
Okay, so I mean, guys, okay, that's a very fair statement. That is a very fair statement. What about the people now? Like,
What about Lockfrey?
what about Jim?
That incessant, inquisitive parvu.
Don't be mad because they're smarter than you.
He too wanders the forest, soon to be consumed by the flames that, well, my dear daughter has set. You already enacted a small flame to burn it down. It's
But
all.
that was just to save my friends. Save my friends. It was to save Adrian and Sugar and Athena and hopefully find Jim and Lockfrey. Like that's why I did that. I didn't do it because I was like, oh, I just really want to set fire to stuff. That's not what happened.
No? Are you not considering the lives of the animals that live in the forest? The nature of the trees, the people that might be stuck inside that fell from the same space station as you? The others that might be wandering, people that might have been hiking, lives, hundreds upon thousands of animals, and you just set aflame carelessly.
Is that what you want to do?
You're wrong.
Yes, and you're just like me, no?
No, you're wrong. Protecting people isn't the same as intentionally hurting them. Doing what you need to do to survive is necessary.
It appears you each refuse to learn. But I guess suffering is what you prefer. And then she snaps her fingers, and the doorway in which Adrian stands in closes, pushing Adrian in, and it opens again, revealing the opening into this cave you went through. Then go. And as Adrian, you're looking out, you can see the forest has been ignited. The flames is expanding. Go find your twin, your friend. Go find your fate. Go find your future. And much like the future of this world, watch as it is reduced to ash by this one right here.
Haze, if you need people, you can be with us.
I don't know. Like, she's not wrong though.
She's not.
I did that. I did that, and
We all make mistakes from carelessness. It's perfectly normal, and overcoming that is how we grow.
a mistake. That a mistake is you know, posting the wrong thing on the wrong day from the wrong sponsor. It's not setting a forest on fire.
You
That's
did
not
what
a
you needed to
mistake.
do to save your friends. Not thinking about everything there. We can put out a fire. We can. I just want to make sure you're doing what's right for you and not what someone else is telling you to do. Not someone that's trying to manipulate you into believing you're evil when I see good.
Haze will look back to her mom and just be like, what if I go and then I don't want it? What if I want to come back to you?
Then let it all burn. And from the ash, I will be there.
Just gotta figure something out. I just gotta figure it out myself right now.
You have set it all aflame. You have as much time as you have provided yourself.
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm sorry. I have to do this right now, and I don't know what'll happen after.
Go. Do as you must.
I reach out my hand to Haze. Now, keep in mind, 3 foot tall, reaching hand up.
Yeah, Haze will just pat Sugar on the head and just be like, thanks, I'm good. I have to like walk by myself right now, I think. Like, I have to find my own strength, maybe.
I understand, but if you need someone to lean on, I'm here, okay?
Okay. Yeah, and I think if we're all gonna go, Haze will go, but she'll be like the last one, and it's a really slow walk, and it's a lot of like looking back at her mom. A lot of like regret in her eyes. It's a lot of hesitation.
And she just looks at you. Despite everything she's saying, there's that look you remember. That look whenever you were scared, when things didn't work out at school. That motherly look piercing through that godlike visage. Your mother's in there.
I love you, Mom. I love you.
No matter what happens in this world, you are the light that illuminates my future. I do this for you, and whatever comes of it, you are always welcome to your choice. With me, against it, whatever change comes, I will still have pride in you making your own decision.
Hey. Yeah. Okay. You. She'll go. She'll like very slowly go with everyone else.
And as you make your way out, each of you stepping out and seeing the forest being consumed in flame, the smoke of the fire blending with the darkness of the night that has fallen, you notice something hopeful as 2 horses approach you. You can hear the sounds of something being dragged along the ground. And you see a small individual, 2 arms holding the reins of a horse, another 2 arms feverishly writing something in a notebook. And another horse seemingly having an individual bloodied, borderline broken, and clinging to the back of the horse as it trots.
I run up and I craft a cure wounds conduit really quick.
And as you make your way towards, you
Level
see
2.
in the sky above something akin to a rainbow, 4 colors: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And from each of those colors of the rainbow, the cyan dissolves and forms into this great red draconic beast flying down. You see blue falling, a golden yellow descending, and a black essence descending. 4 large draconic beasts make their descent upon the ground. But you do feel a hint of what was said to you. You feel a surge of power inside of you. A surge of understanding. The nature of the flame burns deep within the Zodian. The animus feels connected to the ground, the air, the water, as your own energy seems to bolster. The nature of the hunt echoes like a symphony of creatures prepared to battle. And even the shadows seem to whisper, clinging to the skin of the beast. But you see each of your allies radiating this same potential. You do not know what comes upon the next day, but you are aware that this will be the last one you can stand. You know that night has fallen, but with you, maybe day will break. That is where we're going to end Chapter 3. So that is the end of Nightfall Chapter 3 of this 4-part series. We will be having a Chapter 4, the final chapter, next Saturday. So we're going to go around the table for a quick little outro of who was playing what. And I want to do something a little different since we have a little extra time. Let me know how your favorite part so far, and what is your character feeling seeing the scene before them and what they've just learned. We're gonna go over to Carly.
Hi, I'm Carly. I played Adrian. I'm sorry, I'm crying.
Yeah, me too.
It's fine. Oh gosh, you can find me at Curlybug, all that. Millie and Tilly saving the day. I feel like Adrian does not believe this is real. Everything he's seen, he's not fully convinced that this is actually Jim in front of him right now.
That's fair.
Yeah, this has been a very emotional week of games for me. I gotta say, thank you. I need hugs right now.
Yeah, no. You gave, first off, Adrian has a perfect background to Torment.
God, yeah, no, I set myself up for this one.
You did. The background was built for me to be like, hey, how's misery treating you? I'll circle over to Isla.
Hi, I'm Isla. I play Aethrgeist. Are we doing the best bits now, or are we circling back around to that?
Yeah, do the best bit now. Cool.
It seems to be like the sheer controlled chaos of everything. It's the pure roller coaster, to be honest. And I know it's not really one thing, but I think it's like the thing that's connected all the things. The piece of string that's connected all the bits together is probably highlighting everything to me, because just like, okay, then this happened, and now we're running again, and now there's a fire, and now there's a demigod, and now there's it's a freaking ride. I've never had so much happen in 3 episodes.
I'm right.
Right.
It's anime. You gotta ramp it up real nice, randomly.
All I'm saying is I'm gonna need a neck brace by the end of the next episode, because the amount of whiplash I'm getting here. I'm just
Yeah, my back is killing me from tossing my head around.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And,
That's a compliment, by the way.
Yeah, legit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Krimsin, how we doing?
I think that was a really intense session, and sorry for tackling the tough issues with Haze today. My pronouns are they, them, she, and they. I was playing Sugar, and I think we got to see a little bit more of Sugar's sweetness this episode, which I really liked.
It definitely was. It was nice having Sugar have that moment with Haze to be like, hey, maybe things aren't how you thought they were. Which is perfect to go over to Steph.
Hi, I'm Steph. I played Hayley. My pronouns are she, her. Haze's pronouns are she, her. How am I feeling? Well, it's a good question. Me, I'm shook. Favorite moment, I don't know, brain can't handle. I'm still making dial-up noises. in my brain right now. The whole thing was like an absolute shock. How is Haze feeling? Not great. Not great, bitch. She's not doing well. Like, yeah, the whole like, I think it's funny because she's kind of a little like jokey about like emotionally, spiritually, physically, and now emotionally, spiritually, physically not well. Not like really and truly. Like it's the facade has cracked. I feel so like shaken. I think it's really funny because nobody like knows this except for cast, I guess, because after the first episode you were like, it's so funny because everybody's here with like a mission, and then there's Haze and she's just a person, and I was like, yeah, Haze is just a person, and then it's not just a person, and I was shocked because I was just like, Haze is just here. I just kept saying that. I was like, Haze is here, she's just here, like she's just vibing, she's she's rolling with the punches, and to have it like not be just now it's not like the punches are around her, it's like she's directly being punched, I guess, so to speak. Yeah, I'm shocked. I gave you such a tiny backstory too. I was like,
Yeah, no, I was given a very modest background. I'm a celebrity.
Basically.
I guess, I don't know what kind of celebrity, but I'm a celebrity. And I was like, cool, you're the only one who doesn't have a major backstory. Gonna give you the most awkward one to have to deal with. But we still have one more chapter. So what's gonna happen, for everybody who's watching, you will all have leveled up. But not just once. Not just twice. Technically not even just 4 times. You are gonna be power leveled. I haven't decided the specific number, but we're looking at anywhere between, I know it's a big gap, but I'll let you know specifically, between 8 or 16. I have to lock it in.
Oh, jeepers.
Very big. Those pretty
Jeepers creepers.
Because
do I get touch of death? Hold on.
Right? Like,
so we will lock it in, what happens with everything. The level we choose is based on whatever gets you all your best class features, shy of your capstone. Because I don't want to deal with level 20 combat, I'm not going to lie. But I want to get enough to do some final high-level combat play testing, but also because you all have been blessed by the god of light and heat, Cole. So because of that energy, Mom wasn't lying. When you go into space, the lore says in space it is nothing but raw power. And if you're up there long enough, you absorb some of it. And you not only absorb some of that power, when night fell, you got hit by literally the god of death. So you got a little bit of touch of God in you. So we're going to animate it up and power level you all for what will sure to be quite an intense experience for that. So for the next week, I will walk through everyone who needs any ideas on how to run their character, your conduits, your abilities, some explanation on certain things, and you will all be provided some additional equipment on that as well. But yeah, so everybody watching, you'll be seeing, you have to be here for the next chapter, because the next chapter is going to be big. It's going to be Madara Ninja War level. It's going to be Aizen Bleach style. It's going to be some BBEG that you did not expect, and some amazing story plot twists that I'm pretty sure no one's been anticipating in the last few chapters. So it is going to be an amazing experience, and I thank everyone who's been tuning in for these last 3 chapters, my cast for doing this amazing show with me, and I am so grateful and excited for the next chapter. For anybody that wants to keep up on getting some of the content themselves, I'm going to drop DPRPG. You can go to the website, deepbreathrpg.com, join the email blast, because when this campaign's over, I have some adventures and some content that you can try out for yourself, where you can do 5e with urban fantasy elements, technology, guns, and brand new classes, brand new conduits, and some amazing features you're going to see for yourself coming up the next session. that's all I've got. Thank you all so much for being here. It's been an amazing experience. So for next week, let's inhale anticipation. Take a deep breath. Exhale excitement. And prepare for Nightfall.